My first motivation was just a visitor or tourist because I like visiting countries or some other places which are not similar to my back home culture. Um, but if I think in retrospective terms, then I think no, it's more than that. So being a tourist, since now I have become Canadian citizen, I have my family here. So I think now these intention has been turned into my economic intentions. So and another thing, because I cannot isolate my intention to stay or to going back without my back home conditions or culture, or economic situation. So because 2 3 years ago, because I had a strong longing to go back after finishing my master degree. But right now the economic situation and the security situation is not that good. So I think it's better to stay here. But the other thing is, it's if especially if you have family. So this is not just your alone decision. You make decision on the base of your family too. So since I have kids here now, they're going to school. So I think it's becoming harder and harder for me as time passes to go back. My experience in terms of, because some people say if there is some discrimination, I think yes, discrimination is there. um, but but you can also imagine, for example, if some expert some foreigner is in your country, and he or she is competing with you with the same resources, which you think that these resources are our resources in back home, then definitely your behavior would be a little bit antagonistic towards the foreigners. So either the same thing is here, because being a foreigner or being an immigrants, I think there is a little bit apprehension on the part of the local people that since we have limited resources and these immigrant people, they are competing with us. So this way maybe you face some kind of discrimination and injustices. But I think as compared to, for example, other countries, USA or Australia, I think Canada is much better. So that's what my experience. But on the other hand, there are uh, you can find some examples where you can feel so it is unduly discriminated behavior with which you have to face. But I think we cannot generalize this. These are some sporadic examples. Oh yeah, I think some people they say that there are a lot of change in Canada, but I think that in the age of this communication revolution, um, there is not much cultural change as I was leading my life back home. I'm leading my life in the same way, except some special occasions. For example, after the month of Ramadan or Eid, these are some special occasions when I feel something which is missing. Otherwise, in daily routine life, I don't think there is something missing, because we have our religious institutions, we have our political institutions, and we have also our social institutions. Political institutions in the means, because especially speaking on my part, my back, Pakistan, we have Pakistani Canadian Association here. Before I used to live in Windsor, so we had their Pakistan Canada Association there. So these associations are doing well, and it's a good place for immigrants to practice their whatever they want, because we have some family gatherings, some community gatherings there. When I compare Canada with Pakistan, then I don't think I'm Canadian. I'm Pakistani. When I compare Pakistan with Canada, with USA or with England or other country, then I'm very much Canadian. For example, if there is a hockey match on TV between USA and Canada, then definitely I'm Canadian and I'll support Canada. And especially, but last month I was in Marrakesh, and I was feeling elevated being a Canadian there, because my identity was Canadian there. So I think it's in relative term. So you cannot see in absolute terms. So you are Canadian. And other thing is it's changing over time. Maybe at some time it also depends on your space and place too. So as I mentioned, if you are in Europe, maybe then you will prefer your identity as a Canadian. If you are in Middle East or in back home, then maybe you prefer your identity as a Pakistani. So I think it's in relative term.